Hey guys.
Oh shit.
I'll leave that in the intro. Hey guys, welcome back to the Butterfly Effect channel. Hang on, is that what we called? I've got a mind blank.
Butterfly Effect Podcast.
Well, is that what? Did I just say the Butterfly Effect channel?
Same thing, right?
I'm a fraud. I don't know my name. The name. I can't speak English. Hi guys, welcome back to the Butterfly Effect podcast. My name's Liam. Jack is here as always, and we're joined once again by the lovely Anya.
My comeback era, maybe.
I don't know how long ago it was. April the 27th. Remember that, guys? We did an Oscar video, so we just made a bunch of awards up for the Quarry game, and we nominated certain people for different awards. So we're going to look back through the video and see how well we did. And yeah, we're going to award points for whoever got it the closest. So there's a winner at stake. But we're also going to talk about in hindsight who would get these awards. So without further ado, guys, let's look at the Banana Skin Award. Now this award goes for the person we reckon is going to die first. I've gone with Jacob.
For me, it's going to be Jedediah.
I also went with Jacob.
Okay, so I guess off the bat, point to Anya and me.
Yeah, the irony being, I got everything else about my prediction right, apart from the actual thing itself. Constance is the leader of the hillbillies, you know, and Bobby is like the henchman, but, you know, yeah.
I think the funny thing about that too is like Jed's actually out and about with Jacob, and Constance gets like 5 minutes of screen time.
Yeah, it is a bit odd. I'll have to take the L. Let's move swiftly on.
Next award is the Grim Reaper Award, so this goes to the coolest death. Quarry, I reckon it's going to go to Jedediah.
I'm going to give it to Chris.
I think maybe Laura.
Okay, so personally, if I had to renominate someone for the award, I don't know if it's the same for all of us, but it's got to go to Constance, right?
Yeah. You two picked like the lamest ones.
Yeah, I mean, Jedediah, he never died in my playthrough, so I actually don't know how he can die, so I can't rate his death. I don't know if he gets a cool death at all.
No.
I think he did die in my playthrough, and it was basically Werewolf Chris just jumps up to him and he says no, and then he just slams his face against the counter a few times, and then he just drops his body. So.
Yeah, and then the other one is just like Laura can choke him out and then like break his neck.
Oh, pretty cool, guys. I mean, I think I win that one.
Yeah, my Laura, I guess, like, the only cool one she really has is when she and Travis kill each other, like, by silverbacked mirror. Like, that one's okay, but I wouldn't say it's the coolest.
By default, I'd probably, if we had to give a point, I'd say that you win that, Liam.
My one? What, Jedediah?
Yeah.
I was going to say, to be honest, in my opinion, there are a lot of cool deaths in this game, whether it's Abby's one in the pool house, Constance and the shotgun blast. I'm honestly tempted to say no one gets a point here, and we all take the L.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, people I would say now, not Laura, not Jed, not Chris.
That's it. I mean, if any of us picked Constance, fair play, because there's no way of knowing that would have happened, but
Yeah.
It's got to be the coolest death in the game. Shotgun to the face. It's just such a, like, oh my god moment.
Yeah, Jacob has some pretty brutal ones as well. Like, when he gets strung up by the rope trap, like, the werewolf can slice him in half pretty much and just start going to town on eating him.
I've not seen that. That's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I know that Ryan can get a shotgun to the face as well, which, and that's probably as bad as Constance's, but basically, if Travis kills Laura, and then you fail a QTE as Ryan, Travis takes the shotgun off you, and just half of Ryan's face, you have to see it. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, and like that too, I think in chapter 10 with the Silas thing, he can get his jaw ripped off. So I like the little Matt and Jessica illusions that it makes me think of, with his face like completely gone and jaw ripped off. So I would give him just a little like teensy honorable mention just for the Matt and Jess vibes of it.
Next award is the Survivor Award. So this goes to the characters that have to make it to the end of the game. So for example, in Until Dawn, it would be Sam and Mike. So my final teams are Abigail and Ryan.
But I've gone for Caitlin and Nick.
The two I picked are Caitlin and Emma.
We were all like half right.
I was going to say, because Caitlin and Ryan have to get to chapter 9, right?
And they have the achievement for
Yeah.
the survivors. Even though Dylan and Laura also kind of have that role.
Yeah. But Emma, Nick, and Abby, all the people on our left side on that graphic are wrong, right? But all the people on the right... But, like, no one has plot armor till chapter 10, which is kind of what this award was for. So technically no one could have won. The Quarry actually did a good job of kind of diminishing plot armor to a certain extent. However, I think that we all get, like, half a point. You know what? I'm just going to give everyone a point. Caitlin and Ryan have to get to chapter 9. I'm pretty sure they do, right?
Yes, they do.
All right, okay, let's move on to the next one. The next award is the Judas Award. So this goes for the traitor. So in Until Dawn we had Ashley, who had a secret dark dynamic. So this one goes to the person we reckon could potentially backstab the group and betray someone. Now I've given this to Dylan.
I'm gonna go with Bobby.
I went with, like, potentially Laura.
So for this one, it's difficult to say because no one really betrayed. But I feel like if I had to nominate someone for the award, I'd probably give it to, like, Nick. Because he does get that dark dynamic midway through. And I know you could argue that for anyone who turns into a wolf. However, in the story, you see it happen to Nick. So I don't know, if I had to give this award to someone, I'd probably give it to Nick, even though it doesn't really tally up too much.
Yeah, I don't even know who I would give it to. I think overall, maybe like Travis is kind of like a quote-unquote traitor to the Hackett's because he's like swearing at his mom and trying to protect these kids, and Constance is popping off like, you let them live, you goddamn motherfucker.
Yeah.
I do wish that it was Ryan.
But yeah, I mean, Jack, would you have given the award to someone? It's a bit tricky, isn't it?
Yeah, no, there isn't really a traitor that stands out. Could you say that, you know, even Chris himself, I don't know, that might be a bit of a stretch, but I mean, he's running this camp. He keeps them all there. I know, as I suppose you could say that he does try to keep them in the lodge, but he also knows that Travis is keeping 2 counsellors held in prison as well. But it's too much of a stretch. I don't think you could really give it to anyone.
Either way, I don't think any of us have won that one, have we?
No.
Nope.
Alright, okay, carry on. Next we have the Jester Award, so this goes to the funniest character. I've given it to Caitlin.
Yes, I have gone for Dylan.
I would probably agree with Dylan.
Okay, this one's tricky because comedy's subjective, right? I've heard people sort of say, oh yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Dylan's jokes, but he kind of really won me over towards the end of the game there. I think in the second half he was a lot funnier. I'd say Caitlin was a contender, certainly at the start, but then we almost don't see her, and then we kind of get that babysitter Caitlin side come out. So I am, like, yeah, tempted to give it to you. I guess Dylan is the funniest guy in the game. But yeah, you could also say Max is up there as well. I like a few of his jokes.
Yeah, like Dylan definitely has more chances to hit us with those wisecrack and witty jokes, but I will still hold Max up there just for things like Binky Bonky, T-Money, Officer Oat for Brains.
I also quite like Laura and the way she just like slams Ryan down at the pool house, like, so. But yeah, Jack, how about you?
I do think it's Dylan for me. I think there are other characters that have moments. I just think there are certain jokes that land for me with Dylan, but I think the moments he makes me laugh as well is actually when he's scared. And he also has this nice little character trait that I've noticed now, that whenever somebody else has a gun, you could see it in his face and in his dialogue that he really wants that gun. It just makes me laugh a lot. And yeah, I'm gonna back myself to the hilt on this. I'll say Dylan's the funniest.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I'll take the L on that one and award you both a point. The next one is the Prick Award, in light of the last one. Who we reckon is going to be our most hated character? Jacob.
because prick.
I'm going to stick with my original prediction. I'm going to say Emma.
But I think there's a trend of one of the female characters being the most hated in the games, so I could see it being any of them, honestly, except maybe Caitlyn, maybe Abigail.
Oh, I just put women, right?
Yeah. So, technically, I've seen a lot of people hate Emma, but I've also seen a lot of people hate Jacob. Like, they're kind of at the end. Either one of them is at the bottom.
It's weird who would be like the kind of the rock bottom one, because it's like Emma obviously has a lot of people who don't like what she did at the campfire, and obviously we'll do another video on that, digging further into the moralities of that. Jacob's difficult because he wins us over at one point by being all lovable and like kind of having a soft side, and then he's just there with his like beard and he's just there like being really possessive of Emma even though they're not going out, and it's just like, oh really? I don't really know, it's tough to say. Like, you could even argue Nick again when he goes into wolf form, but I don't think that's fair either, so
My most hated aren't one of these two.
yeah, who would you pick?
I don't really hate them, but at the bottom of my list I have Nick and Ryan.
There's obviously the start at chapter 1, isn't there, where everyone's ignoring Jacob. You got Ryan who just sort of ignores him because of his podcast, and then Dylan and the door. But even then, I don't think those things equate to Jacob tampering with the van or Emma, pissing Nick, which not only pisses off Jacob but also Abby as well.
It's a game.
For me, it's a point apiece between Jacob and Emma if I had to pick.
I wouldn't pick Emma because I adore her. And I do like Jacob as well sometimes. I wanted to hate him, but I think Zach Tinker just did so good at making him all goofy and fun. I think when these two are in a scene together, no. But when they're with other people or by themselves, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
But I think in the overall scheme of the game, I think Jacob does have the most prick-like action by stranding everybody. Because, yes, he doesn't know there's going to be werewolves, but he wasn't taking no for an answer. I don't know. I feel like these two right here are definitely the most hated that I've seen so far. And technically, if you want to get technical, my women answer includes Emma.
Oh, yeah. You're not winning for your women point, no.
What the heck?
I'm going to award Jack and I half the point. Right, okay, let's crack on.
The next award is the Mario Award, so this goes out to the coolest kill. I'm going to give it to Abigail.
I've gone with Ryan for this.
I think probably Dylan.
I don't think Laura killing Constance is a cool kill. I think that's more about the death and the gore of it all.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's just a tussle when she wins the fight and pulls the trigger. Now, I just want to clarify something. Does that scrapyard kill with Dylan and Caitlyn, is that Silas that's the wolf at the scrapyard?
It is, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so because I would have awarded it to you, Anya, but obviously that doesn't technically kill the wolf, does it?
No.
And it's a shame, because you would have won that, because for me, that's one of the coolest kills in the game. That scrapyard death.
And now my answer is different. Because Ryan only really has Chris Hackett. But I feel like that didn't have enough build-up for me to actually care about it.
Yeah, it might have to be Nick killing Abby.
Yeah, I was going to say either that or Werewolf Jacob killing Emma.
Yeah, those deaths are the coolest. None of us picked it. I don't think any of us get a point, guys.
Yeah, no.
Alright, I'll move on.
Okay, so the next award is the Vogue Award. So I'm getting Deluxe Edition personally, and for the 80s outfits that you can get. Just a little fun award here. Who do you reckon's going to have the coolest fashion outfit? I've gone with Ryan.
I've gone with Abigail.
I feel like Emma would be pretty fashionable.
Right, so fuck me, how wrong was I? He has the worst one. They could have done so much for Ryan, but nah, he looks like a lost cowboy. Even when they showed the photo of it, his pose didn't inspire confidence. Definitely not me winning this award. If I had to pick someone, I'd honestly give it to Abby. I think that kind of punky-esque looking costume looks the best.
I still stand by Emma. I do not stand by Caitlyn any longer because It doesn't look as bad in the game, but when the first reaction or first image came out, my reaction to it was just like, oh, that's not what I thought you were gonna give her at all. But Emma, mwah, chef's kiss. Jacob, also chef's kiss. And then Abigail, I would put up there because it's more my personal fashion as well.
Yeah, I quite like Nick's one. I really like Nick's jacket, actually. Like, it's way better than his original one.
Mm-hmm.
Laura and Dylan are quite cool. I quite like theirs. But yeah, I mean, Emma's is really cool. It's quite similar to her original one, actually. She's got like the same colours going on, hasn't she?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Jack, do you have a preference there?
I suppose, I mean, for me, it is Abby, yeah. If you're talking about what I think is the most 80s, then I'm probably looking at Max or one of Nick or Jacob, yeah. With like the jackets and like the numbers, like the sports tops and that, but
and their little pants.
Yeah, but otherwise, yeah, I'd be very happy to stick with Abby.
Yeah, alright. Well, I said Abby as well, so I guess we'll go for Abby for that one. Right, let's move on.
So the Oscar goes to who we reckon's gonna have just the best acting performance throughout the game. That's really gonna probably move us with impact. Now, I've gone with Travis.
But I've gone for Jacob in this.
I also went with Travis.
Okay, right. So I'm going to stick by my guns there. Travis.
I agree. I think Travis wins it.
Yeah, I guess so. But I would also like to acknowledge the entire cast pretty much. This is the first I've seen of Miles and Zach. And they did very, very well in making me love their characters. And Lynn Shay, 5 minutes of screen time she got, she ate them up. And Siobhan also did amazing. Skylar with his little bit, and Evan with the little bit that they get, they did pretty well too. Skylar is already a pretty well-known good actor, so I don't know. I just loved all of them and what they did. But Ted Raimi, chef's kiss.
There's no sort of weak performance, and they really did cast them very well, especially for the actors that I wouldn't say are weaker, but that I knew less about. For example, Marl Robbins and Siobhan Williams. I thought they did insanely well, and Zach Tinker as well. I didn't know much about him, and I thought those guys absolutely aced it. A lot of strong performances, but I do think the veteran that is Ted Raimi, Jack mentioned it in the Chapter 7 analysis. Just the subtleties in his face and the kind of emotions he has going back and forth, it's just done to a T. I just think he absolutely owns it. So yeah, hats off to Ted Raimi.
Who do you reckon's going to have the toughest run? Who's going to get their ass kicked throughout the game, get bloodied, bruised, and just have a really horrible time that's going to make us feel sorry for them? I went with Laura.
I'm going to pick Jacob again.
So I settled on Laura.
Oh, so this is quite a subjective one again, but I'm actually tempted to give it to Jack with his Jacob there, because he gets strung upside down, he gets thrown in a cage, shoved, in there with Nick. Yeah, I don't know, he goes through a lot, Jacob, and he has all the potential deaths as well. So yeah, I could see it being Jacob. However, I will say I don't think we are that far off with Laura, because the girl gets in prison for a month.
Yeah, she loses her eye. She loses 2 months of her life. She gets bitten by her boyfriend after she goes through all this trouble, thinking that he was safe and okay. And she has to go through more hell just to cure him. But I think that's just a more long span kind of bad time. But the night of itself, Jacob for sure.
Yeah. I think Dylan, he gets air freshener in the eye, guys.
She maced me.
Yeah. Jack, who do you think it would be?
I do think that we've got perhaps the two characters that do go through the most. I think it's with Jacob, it's the potential deaths, isn't it? It's the drowning, it's the bear trap, it's the getting infected, it's the rejection from Emma, it's the getting caught in the rope and the tree, it's getting imprisoned, it's getting killed by a wolf. There's so many ways that he can go. I think I'd perhaps edge it over Laura, but I would say that it's like millimeters in it, because obviously she loses her eye.
I think we did very well here, didn't we? But I will give it to you, Jack, for Jacob there.
Cool.
Right, basically, in third place with a whopping 3.5 is myself. You know what? I got top 3. I'll take that as a win. Now, the winner between Jack and Anya, there was half a point between this.
No way.
The winner is Jack. Well done, Jack.
Really?
Yeah, you got 4.5, and you got 4.
Is this because you didn't give me my 0.5 for the women?
Oh yeah, I'm not giving you 0.5 for women.
What do you mean? I said
gotta
there is
pick
a
one person.
trend of people hating the female characters, and who do people shit on? Emma.
Jack and I could have picked the men.
Well, but you didn't.
Oh well, I thought genuinely. I mean, I wasn't adding up as we was going along. I was very pessimistic going through that. I was thinking I was going to finish third. Bloody hell.
Yeah, to be honest, I had a little peep at the first one. I was like, oh, I got the banana skin. I'm on track to do well. And then it went dramatically downhill from there. I did so badly.
Whatever, at least I beat Liam.
That was quite fun. It was interesting doing those Oscar results. Obviously, let us know, guys, how you would have picked. Were there anything we said that you disagreed with? Any award nominees that you would have given it to instead? Just let us know your overall thoughts. And thank you very much. And cheers for joining us again, Anya.
You're welcome.
And we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Adios.